overachieving, pushing through, being a good girl. These are all ways that you might not be living based on who you are at your core. Today, I want to share a story about something that I've been leaning into lately. It's a core piece of who I am, but something that I blocked for years, and that is feminine energy. Hi, I'm Kathleen, and welcome to a safe space where I'll help you reconnect to your true needs and reclaim calm and clarity. So if that's something you're interested in, subscribe and join the journey. For most of my life, I showed up in two main ways. First, as a good girl, and second, within my masculine energy. On the surface, these might sound like contradictory concepts, so let me show you how they connect. Many women from a young age are reinforced to be a good girl. So to follow the rules, never do anything wrong, be quiet, don't make anybody uncomfortable. And we do this to stay loved and accepted. And many of us good girls have also been rewarded for achieving, pushing through, doing a good job, always doing and trying. That often means being efficient and trying to prove ourselves. That is part of our masculine energy. It's not in how you look, it's in how you show up energetically. For most of my life, especially in the corporate world, I lived heavily in my masculine energy. There were definitely still feminine energy aspects, like I loved being a people leader or manager because I love empowering others. But most of it was this pushing, this proving, this need to be, this need to do. And it did serve me well in some ways, but it also left me completely drained. Now that I've stepped away from that world and have been connecting to my core self, I've learned that bug scared me. I've learned what it means to soften, to take time, and to go at a different pace, to nourish, to nurture. It's helped me listen to what I really want and create a life that is true to me. When I talk about feminine energy, I don't mean pink dresses and bubble baths, although that can absolutely be part of it if that is nourishing for you. For me, it's things like using my intuition over logic, flow over forcing things, resting as much as taking action, creativity and listening to cycles. It's a way of being that balances out the constant doing that our culture rewards. Cycles is a big one. In the world, and especially in corporate, it is designed for men. It is designed for a standard 30 days or year with no fluctuations within it. Even office buildings are still designed for men. The temperature is set at a temperature that is comfortable for a man wearing a suit. And that's why you see so many women freezing in office buildings. But women have different needs. We have a cycle that lasts on average 28 days. And even while I was going through that cycle, I would push through no matter what, because if a man could do it, I could do it. That was both the external expectation and the expectation I had of myself. In school and my corporate life, I constantly felt the pressure to push through, no matter how I was feeling, because my worth was tied to my output, about how much I could produce, about how perfectly I could perform. So when I left my job, I realized that I had the chance to create a life that was based on my cycle, based on my needs, not based on powering through, pushing through, but based on listening to what I really need at any day of the month or year. And that's been the biggest shift. Instead of asking, what do I need to do to succeed? I've been asking, what feels true to me? What do I need in this moment? Where have I been pushing through, powering through? And where instead can I listen to my body and mind? Along this journey, I found that small symbols can be powerful anchors, ways that remind me of my intuition, both my feminine and masculine energy, and finding a balance between the two. One anchor symbol for me has been just recently getting my nose pierced on the left side, because in many cultures, that represents feminine energy. And for me, it wasn't an act of rebellion. It was about an act that made me feel closer to myself and my intuition. But it doesn't have to be a piercing, especially if that scares you. It can be a color you wear, an object you keep by, even a ritual or a mantra that you tell yourself. Maybe even embracing the softness of your feminine body. These little anchors help you remember the energy you want to embody. And here's what I really want to emphasize: feminine energy is not weakness. It's not passive or fragile. It's power in a different way. Power in calmness, power in presence, power in intuition and sensitivity. It's strength that doesn't need to shout or be loud. When I stopped seeing feminine energy as less than, I started realizing that it was the thing I was missing out on all of these years. And even though feminism and ensuring women have a voice has been incredibly important to me for years, in how I showed up was incredibly masculine. And so now it's not about trying to get rid of my masculine energy. It's about finding a balance between the masculine and feminine. Because both have their value, we need both. It's great to have a drive to do and succeed, but it needs to be balanced with the softness and the restful side. And that's probably one of the reasons why we need more women leaders in this world. Yes, we need the masculine energy, but we also need the softness, the intuition that feminine leadership provides. So if you're listening to this and wondering where to start, here's one question for you. What's one small thing you can do this week to honor your feminine energy? Maybe it's slowing down when your body says rest. Maybe it's shifting your workout schedule based on where you're at in your cycle. Maybe it's saying no to something that drains you. Or maybe it's dressing however you want. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to feel like you. For me, embracing my feminine energy has been about coming home to myself, to the version of me that doesn't have to prove, but simply is. And if you're on a similar path, know that you don't need permission. You are allowed to live in a way that is aligned with your true energy. Thank you for being here with me. If this resonated, I would love if you subscribe so you can join the journey. I also have one-on-one sessions where I can help you come into your needs, your energy, and even your feminine energy. So I'll see you soon.